One of the good trade, a trader's journey to mastery. Hello friends, what if I told you that a single trade could change your entire life? Would you believe me? Every single day, thousands of people sit in front of their screens. They stare at charts, digest the news, hunt for signals, all while clinging to one overwhelming hope, the hope that today will be their big break. But a professional trader knows a fundamental truth. A big break doesn't come from luck. It is forged from one of the good trade. My name is Mike Bellafiore. I am the co-founder of a proprietary trading firm called SMB Capital, and within our walls we live by one daily mantra. Don't focus on making money, focus on making one good trade. I come from a world where every second carries a price and every click can dictate your future. I have watched people rise to incredible heights with breathtaking speed only to fall just as fast. This is a story about making millions overnight. This is the story of that one good trade, the trade that teaches you, forges you, and sometimes breaks you. If you think this book will give you a secret formula to print money, you are likely mistaken. This book will show you the path to becoming the kind of person who knows how to make a sound decision in every trade. So the question is no longer how much you can earn. The question is, are you prepared for just one good trade? But wait friends, this is not just another audio, this is the foundation of your entire trading career to come. Do not skip this, because what follows is something you may have never heard and perhaps never even considered. In this book I will share with you 10 core principles. These principles will not only craft you into a better trader but also into a better decision maker and a more grounded human being. You will not find these principles on a chart. They are not printed in any ordinary book. They have been forged in the very fire through which I have passed myself. And remember, every principle is a key to a lock. If you lose even a single key, you will fail to open the door behind which lies the world inhabited only by winning traders. And yes, these are not just lines from a book. These are the real lived experiences seen through the eyes of Mike Bellafiore. Every principle, every line is born from a true event that unfolded at our trading desks. We will show you that reality, so the next time you sit at your trading terminal, your mindset, your rules, and your process will be worthy of that one good trade. So friends, let us begin by exploring these principles from Mike Bellafiore's point of view, so you can easily understand what one good trade truly teaches us. Let's now unveil the first principle. Principle 1. Don't think about profit, think about process. Yes friends, the first principle states, do not chase money, seize the process and the money will chase you. When I began my career, I was driven by the same greed that inhabits every new trader, the dream of making millions quickly. But the market swiftly delivered a slap to my face, and that slap doesn't just teach, it awakens. I realized that the real game is not about candlesticks. It's about mindset. In trading, your first and most formidable enemy is the attachment to profit. Why? Because when you only think about money, you don't make a plan. You just place bets, and the market could care less about your bets. At SMB, I've seen traders make 1 lakh in their first week only to lose 3 lakhs the next day. Why? Because their win was just luck. There was no process. Now imagine a trader who thinks about only one thing every day. Did I do my research? Was my entry planned? Was my stop loss according to my system? Did I keep my emotions out of it? If the answer to these 4 questions is yes, then for that trader, the trade is less about win or loss and more about it being a good trade. Now I ask you, have you ever after a trade asked yourself, was that a good trade? Or did you only ask, did I make a profit or not? This right here is where the divergence begins. This is what separates the mindset of successful traders. I remember a young man who came to SMB. His name was Arjun. He was sharp, incredibly intelligent, but deeply impatient. His focus was singular. Mike, I just need one trade that will change my life. I smiled and told him, you don't want trading, Arjun, you want gambling. I gave him a challenge. Execute 30 trades, but with one rule. Do not think about profit. Only focus on whether you followed your system, your setup, and your discipline. After those 30 trades, Arjun was a changed man. He would now say after every trade, Mike, I took one good trade today, and that is the real success. When you adopt the process like a form of worship, the market rewards you. When you approach it with only hunger for money, the market teaches you a lesson. So the next time you sit at your trading screen, start with these questions. Is this trade within my strategy? Is the risk fixed and have I accepted it? Am I prepared to learn from this trade? Is my mind calm? Did I come here not just to win but to do the right thing? If the answer is yes, then this is the beginning of that one good trade. And remember friends, every one good trade is a key. Every correct process opens a new door. But if you lose a single key, if you take a single trade based on emotion, that door you wish to open will remain locked. And this was just the first principle, because in the next one we will meet the enemy that hides behind every trade, the one you ignore every time, yet the one that forces you to lose. Get ready, the second principle is about to be revealed. Principle 2. Your biggest enemy is your own mind. So friends, if anyone ever asks me, Mike, what should a trader fear the most? The market, the news, the volatility? My answer is always the same. No, the greatest danger is not outside. It is within. Yes friends, your biggest enemy is your own mind. That same mind that out of the fear of loss forces you to exit in a hurry. That same mind that upon seeing a green trade drives you into greed and overtrading. That same mind that considers every breakout a golden opportunity only to trap you. Think about it. The market is always the same, sometimes up, sometimes down. But how you perceive that market determines whether you win or lose, and the eyes that see are not a camera. They are the eyes of your mind. Let me tell you a story. A new trader came to SMB. His IQ was top level. Technical analysis was his weapon, but his first week, 5 consecutive days of losses. I asked him, did you follow your system? He said, yes, Mike, 100%. I asked, then what are you afraid of? He replied, I've started to fear taking a loss. I smiled and answered, don't fear the loss. Fear the mind that compels you to be afraid. So the question arises, how do we win against our own mind? Because the mind's tricks are incredibly deceptive. It comforts you, it traps you, and it deludes you. Your mind says, this setup doesn't feel right, let it go. Come on, let's take one more trade. Maybe something will come of it. Move the stop loss a little lower, it might come back. And you listen to all of this, not with logic, but with emotion. This is where one word comes into play. Mental model. Every successful trader has a clear mental model, a framework within which they make decisions. Rather than falling for the deceptions of their mind. In my career, I've seen that every professional trader's greatest strength is not their system but their mental discipline. Because anyone can pick up a system from the internet, but having the trust to stick to that system, to uphold it on bad days too. Remain calm during a loss that comes from training the mind. So what must you do? Reset your thinking every single day when you sit down to trade in the morning. First, tell your mind, you will not make any decisions today. Only my system will speak. Only the data will speak. Not me, not your fear, not your greed. Whenever a feeling arises from within, just leave it. Don't trade anymore or go all in now. Pause for a second and ask yourself, is this the voice of my process or is it the voice of my fear and greed? You will see gradually your mind will begin to stay quiet. In the beginning it will scream, it will resist, it will intimidate, but if you stand firm it will yield. Because the mind is like a child, it needs instructions, not freedom. And yes, friends, in trading you do need freedom. You need a framework behind every decision you make. There must be a solid reason, not just a gut feeling. Now I give you a small mantra to quiet the mind before every trade. Repeat this every day before you begin trading. Today I will only make decisions, I will not react. I will let my system lead, not my mind. I will check every trigger, I will silence every emotion. And believe me, when you gain control over your mind, the market cannot harm you. Now if the mind is your greatest enemy, what is the ultimate weapon to defeat it? That weapon is discipline, and the birth of that discipline leads us to the third principle. Principle 3. Treat every trade like a sacred ritual. So friends, if you have truly felt the first 2 principles, you will now understand that trading is not just a game played on a screen. It is a mental war. It is a form of mental meditation. And if there is no discipline in that meditation, it becomes a deception, not a practice. When we say treat every trade like a sacred ritual, it means have faith in trading, but not blind faith. Have reverence for the process, but do not follow it blindly. Every day, every trade is a ritual, and rituals are incomplete without devotion. On Mike Bellafiore's trading floor, there was one rule. If you do not believe in your process, you are not a trader. You are an artist, and this market doesn't need artists. It needs monks. Now think about it. Every religion has some core rituals, a method of worship, a time rules. Everything is bound within a structure. If a person goes to a temple without following the rules and just prays, is their meditation complete? Similarly, if you enter the market without a system, without a journal, without a plan, and just take a trade that is not trading, that is noise in trading to you, must create your own method of worship, and that worship looks something like this. 1. The pre-market ritual. Before you even open your chart in the morning, ask yourself, what level of risk am I prepared to take today? What news could shake the market today? To the setup ritual. Do I have an edge in this setup? Is this my A+ trade or is it just FOM? 3. The reflection ritual. Did I trade from emotion or from process? What did I learn? Now you might ask, Mike, is so much preparation necessary for every trade? My answer is, if you are a true trader, then yes. A trader is not someone who makes 100 trades a day. A trader is someone who does not take a single trade without thought. I have seen traders at SMB who would close their eyes for 10 minutes before turning on their computers, just to set their breathing. Why? Because they knew that trading happens not with the hands but with the mind, and if the mind is not calm, the trade will be flawed. Let me tell you a story. There was a senior trader at SMB named Leo. Every day, before starting to trade, he would fold his hands at his desk, close his eyes, and do nothing for 2 full minutes. One day I asked him, Leo, what are you doing? He said, I am taking a vow of peace with myself before the battle within, so that when I trade, it is my system that speaks, not my emotion. That is what it means to treat trading like a sacred ritual. When you consider your trade a form of worship, you do not take it lightly. You infuse every single step with reverence and responsibility. And yes, remember friends, living a religion is not easy. There is a test every day, there is temptation every day, there is distraction every day, but those who do not stray from that religion are the true practitioners. Now ask yourself, do I have any rituals in my trading? Do I see the market as just a money-making machine or as a temple of time? Do I see every entry as just a chance or a sacred responsibility? If the answer is no, then now is the time to create your own trading religion. Make a rule, be consistent every day. Have clarity in every thought, have self-control in every decision. Have respect even in every loss. Have humility even in every win, and when you start living this religion, the market will bless you every day in the form of one good trade. But like every religion, the trading religion also has its fasts, and the next principle talks about that very fast where you must fight your greatest weakness. So get ready for the fourth principle, principle 10. Every trade is your mirror and it builds your identity. Mike Bellafiore says, trading is the place where you lose yourself every day, but you can also find yourself again every day. Now stop for a moment and think, how many times have you traded just for the money? How many times have you in a fit of emotion skipped a setup? How many times have you lied to yourself that everything is fine? Those were not just trades, they were a mirror of your mindset, your fears, and your beliefs. Mike says every one good trade is in fact one good decision, and every decision builds your character. This means that every time you trade with discipline, you strengthen the power within you, and every time you deviate from your system, you deepen the weakness inside. Let me tell you a real story. Rahul was a quiet and hard-working trader at SMB. He never spoke much, but he was the first to sit at his desk every morning. He had one rule: I will take every trade as if it is my final identity. He took every loss seriously. He wrote every review. He cleansed his mindset every single day. One day Mike asked him, how did you become so consistent? Rahul said just one line: I do want to consider trading a game of money. I consider it a path to becoming a better version of myself, and that, friends, is the greatest message of this book. One good trade is not just an entry and an exit. It is your honesty, it is your preparation, it is your practice. If you maintain the mindset of taking just one good trade every day, you are also moving in the direction of becoming a better human being every day. So friends, the time has come to pause this audio series, but your journey does not end here. You are not alone anymore. You now possess those 10 principles that reside in the soul of every successful trader. Now I want one final commitment from you. I will strive to make one good trade every day. I will win with my mindset, operate with my system, and strive to become a better version of myself each day, because my trading is my identity, and I will make my identity clear, true, and strong. So friends, if this video has ever made you stop and think, if it has ever given you the courage to learn from your mistake, or if it has ever made you a little stronger in your trading, then I have one small request for you. Please like this video, comment, and tell me which principle touched your heart the most. And please share it with that friend who is struggling in trading right now, because the audio you share could change someone's entire life. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the upcoming videos. I'll see you in the next video with a new book, a new mission, and new confidence. Until then, remember, the market will keep changing, but if you stay focused on one good trade, you will never truly lose. Thank you.